Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. We are Millennial Mom. If you don't know who is who, I'm Millennial. This is Mom.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Mom or Kay from Millennial Mom, and today we're gonna talk about Married at First Sight, season 17, Denver, the reunion, part 1. Hopefully everyone got a chance to watch it. If not, if you're just here for the commentary, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. If you're on the replay, hello there. Also, if you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing. I'd greatly appreciate it. Everyone that's live and on the replay, please also don't forget to hit that like button. Also, leave me your comments so I know what you thought about this reunion part 1, because there was some tea dropped, and you know what? We as the viewer could have been saved a whole lot of drama, a whole lot of headaches, a whole lot of extra, a whole lot of everything that maybe we kind of already knew, but it was brought out on reunion. And I was like, I know they, meaning the cast, didn't waste our time the way they wasted our time. But you know what? They did. They wasted our time. And as far as the cast goes, who's the real scammer? So the scammer has scammed the scammer. I mean, just a terrible-ish show, all wrapped up in one, if you ask me. Again, hopefully everyone got a chance to watch it, whether you watch it live, yes, waste our time, Tamika, and on the replay, you know, whether you watched it or not today, I'm happy that you did. Hello to Frappes and T. Ola, thank you for joining. And Miss Tamika, hey girl, hey, yes, and Cameron, shaking my head. I just, you know what? I almost didn't take any notes. I took notes probably an hour ago. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and jot down some things that happened during the show, just like bits and pieces that stood out to me. And I'm sure you all will fill in the gaps along the way. But I was like, this should just be a freestyle reunion, because what in the world happened? I mean, the entire season in a nutshell, even though we knew about Becca and her whining, in my opinion, her whining, carrying on because Austin wasn't attracted to her. And then Cameron and Claire, you know, they didn't really hit it off. There was all kind of stuff going on the after parties from both of them, whether they were attracted to each other, were they not, you know, and then they just never could seem to get on the same page. And then you have Emily and Brennan. Emily, again, she is still, if anyone that was on the reunion to me was like a bitter Betty, would be Emily. She's the one that, you know, just like she was on the after party, she's the one that really, in my opinion, for the ladies, took the lead, followed by a little bit of Becca, followed by a little bit of Lauren. But I think the majority of the things that we're going to see is going to be on part 2 of next week, when the reunion really heats up and, you know, breaks everything down, and then they're on their way. And then let's see, Michael and Chloe, I think, you know what, I didn't think they would last anyways, just on impressions for me, but just the answers that Michael gave, you know, I was looking at him side-eye too at the end when they were talking with Kevin. I'm like, for real, Michael? Like, as much philosophical, or I know I'm not saying that right, philosophy and all this stuff that he talks, and just the way he breaks down conversation. You know, I've said this before on this channel that, you know, Michael kind of like, he talks too much for my taste. He brings out his thesaurus and his dictionary every time to explain something. To me, is disingenuous. You know, that's how I took it. And then seeing him on the reunion part 1, and the answers that he gave really came across more disingenuous to me than for real, because I'm like, you couldn't even answer the question. I'm like, what was going on, Michael? The whole time you're on the season, you gave these long drawn out answers with the essay, with the test, pop quiz after every episode that he was on, and he couldn't answer a simple question from Kevin, I was like, wow. So, yep. I have some video in this live. I also have some little text messages in this live that I got that's courtesy of MAFS fan that I saw. So shout outs to MAFS fan for that. I also have the upcoming couples for the next season, Chicago, at the end of this live as well. So I'm going to read some comments. I'm going to drop the link too before we get into the episode. Frappes and T said, Cameron, shaking my head. And you also say there's something very sinister about Cameron. And Tamika, nobody was attracting anybody. And Frappes and T, you said production needs to go back to showing more footage of dialogue that caused a conflict within the couples. I agree. But this is the first time I'm going to say that maybe production, they maybe they got bamboozled too. So, and we don't really say that often with what's happening here. All right, so I dropped a link if you want to join. If not, that's okay. You can stay on the chat live. So here we go. So the first thing we notice with the reunion is the men and the women are separated. Usually it'll be like, even if they have divorced, it's usually like whoever they were matched with in the beginning, the couples, even the divorcees sit with the couple or divorcees, right? So it was interesting that it was Kevin in the middle. Then you had the men on one side with Chloe sitting by Kevin. Then you have the ladies on the other side with Orion at the end. I'm like, well, that's different. I mean, I noticed it before Kevin even said it. I'm like, why are they sitting like that, like a school play or something? Like, we can't sit together. It's like a no-no kind of thing. Or shout out to 90 Day Fiancé in the Catholic Church with Ashley. Men on one side, women on the other, boys on one side. You know what I'm saying? Since she act like she don't know what the Bible is, but I digress. Back to the reunion. I see you backstage. Hold on a second. So then Kevin's been asking him what's going on and even said that this is the most contentious cast of the 90 Day franchise. I mean, the viewer has said that as time has rolled on. If they have been in any lives, any comments, any podcasts, I'm sure the majority have said the same thing. I know the majority, doesn't say how the season's going, but this season right here, hands down, the worst season of all time, Married at First Sight. Just don't even show reruns. I know, like, after part 2 is going to be Where Are They Now? I personally don't care where they are now. Okay, they showed they're behind the whole season. They, clearly aren't doing too much other than what they were doing before they came on, which was trying to get up their IGs and the other thing they was trying to get up on. Okay, so I'm cool with that. Hey, Sharon, how you doing? You ready backstage? All right. The most contentious season. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, Married at First Sight.
I want my money back.
It's just like Courtney from Courtney Daddy said, we need a refund on our streaming or internet services for watching this mess all season.
Yep. Reclaiming my time.
Right. So then, Kevin asked the participants, so it feels like the tension is high. Well, clearly, if they're not sitting together, tension is high. They have these looks on their faces, especially the ladies. And then Becca starts off by saying there's a lack of trust between the men and the women. And then Emily goes on to say, well, there's unresolved issues and others, Brennan, hasn't taken accountability. I said, she got her nerve. Others, Brennan. I'm like, Emily, you too, right? So I'm just like, where are they getting all this? He needs to take accountability. So does she. And when Lauren says the men are liars, I'm like, yeah, okay. So the men, not your man, the men are liars. So we don't really get into the reason why they find out they're liars just yet. But then it goes into Emily takes the reins again. Talk about, well, Cameron was never attracted to Claire, and just, she was the ringleader, like I said, as if this is an enhanced version of the after party. That's what I got from this. Mm-hmm. Did you do the same thing? An enhanced version?
That's all it is. It's like, we already knew that nobody likes anybody.
Right.
And it didn't even need to be 2 hours. Again, I kept falling asleep because I'm like, why is this 2 hours?
Right. It didn't have to be. Could have been what?
It did not.
A 2-part either. One part
Yeah.
was enough. What it could have been the first hour, part 1, second hour, part 2. Let us go on our way, because nothing has really come out except for what we learned. Now I'm gonna play that, but let me show this picture first. This picture is courtesy of the MAFS fan. If anyone follows MAFS fan on IG, this shows when the reunion was taped. It said, it's blocked at the bottom, December 12th, 2023. So this was almost 4 months to the day that the reunion was filmed. Okay, so where are they now? Can you imagine from December till now?
Right.
Okay,
right.
So let me see a comment. Sharon says, the whole season 17 was disrespect to viewers like Tamika, reclaiming my time. Exactly. And then Brennan had the nerve to drop a bombshell, and it appears for the first time ever, production, experts, editing had no idea what was happening behind the scenes, and neither did us, the viewer. And I was like, you know what? They scammed this. So here is the video of the clip to get us going.
There's things we talk about that we want on camera, and there's things we don't. And that's something we all do. None of us have been on a reality show. We were like, no idea what to expect. So we thought, let's all band together. Let's not give the producers the control to spin the narrative however they want. We're like, let's take control for ourselves and tell our story the way we wanted to. Our goals collectively was to get through this together in the best possible way. So when we said, let's come up with a plan, was it wrong? Yeah, maybe. Was it right? I don't know, but we all agreed, and that was the plan. And now
why isn't it about making a marriage successful rather than who was great?
Why are you making it seem like it's such a bad thing that we united together to come up with a plan that benefited us all?
That was a control mechanism.
Okay, so you guys could have said no at any point.
Oh, okay.
You guys all were like, yeah, that's great, let's go with it. And now all of a sudden it's all of our faults.
For us, the difference is which should have taken priority, the optics or us, like the strategy or the marriage.
I'm just like, what? They all
So they
came
played
up with on day 2. Day 2, this whole thing went to the toilet for every couple. It's like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. On day 2. Now, what wasn't shown that clip, because I can't show the whole entire clip, is it's not mine. But the fact talk about, they're trying to get up their social following on IG or whatever, and they had on the side, just really for clout. And I was like, wow, everybody signed out to this. Everybody.
I know production is PO'd.
Yes.
For lack of better words. And because they literally got played the whole season.
Right.
Nothing was honest.
Nothing was
honest. Get you want to control the narrative, and you want to I understand that, because sometimes editing can go a certain way, but y'all controlled it so much that you controlled yourself right into a divorce. And Brennan had a point. You could have said no.
Yeah.
You could have said no.
So let's start with Brennan and Emily. So for their relationship, if it started on day 2, so he's mean like, day 2 of the honeymoon. So Emily crying and saying how, oh, I don't know why he's not attracted to me. Remember she said I was even in the shower with my bikini on or swimsuit on or whatever, and he just wouldn't touch me and all this other stuff. So that was all fake for the camera to control the narrative? Or was it real? Because you can't, to me, all the couples, but I'm talking about them specifically, and this throws in Clare too. Because I believe Lauren and Orion really had that disgruntled relationship because Orion heard what he wanted to hear. But it's like, it's the little boy who cried wolf. So you're doing this for the camera, and then when the production team leaves, now you're supposed to be like, we showed them, but you dug yourself into a hole.
Wow. And now you look like Boo Boo the Fool.
I was blown away. This is the first time, and I've watched in season 1. I think you said you've watched in season 1 too. That I've heard anybody say anything like this.
Exactly.
I'm truly blown away. I mean, it's really to come up with words to say with this, because I was like, we watched all these weeks trying to figure out what was going on, and y'all had this plan the whole time.
Yep.
And it just blew up at different phases along the way. Clearly, born in Orion. Theirs blew up first because of the Native American or whatever the word was that he didn't like, some indigenous. So that blew up early on day 3 of the honeymoon, right? So that was the day after. And then Cameron and Claire, they didn't even make it past move-in day, you know, so that blew up everything. And then Becca and Austin, I mean, they just kind of went with the flow until Becca found out that he really didn't like her for real. And then, you know, who was left? Who was left? I just couldn't. Woo, boy. Sharon said, all need to take accountability for their actions. I wouldn't mind if they didn't get paid for lying. Yeah.
I think that Married at First Sight need to be like, yeah, we're not paying y'all for this because y'all lied and y'all
checks count. Right. So next week, experts. Yeah, I wonder what they're gonna say. You know, I'm never team experts because the experts haven't been experting. Right. But right here just was a straight up scam. And that's not cool, you know. So Sharon said also, we knew something was going on behind the scenes when what we were seeing didn't make sense. That's true. A lot of stuff didn't make sense. We couldn't put 2 and 2 together. We just figured like, okay, we saw the disconnect with Emily and Brennan early, but the other things that was going on, I was like, what's happening here? You know what I'm saying? So anyways, well, after that, Cameron, after all that happened, Cameron tried to explain the reason why he felt things went down the way they went down. He mentioned the day 2 plan. He also said that things went left when Claire had mentioned she was still in love with her ex-boyfriend. And not just that, when, you know, they were talking about how they weren't attracted to each other. So, but then Claire said that she was with her ex-boyfriend, but it had been like a year prior. I don't know that. You don't believe it either?
I don't believe it. Nope.
Because what kind of conversation is that? You know what I'm saying? Like on day 2, y'all come up with a plan to fool the producers. But then at the same time, it's like, oh, well, you know, I'm still in love with my ex-boyfriend. Now, I believe there's been some participants that's come on here that hadn't been away from their relationships for a long time, you know. So that's very possible. And even though Cameron is, you know, he's wishy-washy, but I do believe that conversation took place. So there's also something I pulled down as well. It's also from Mavs fan. Let me see. There's some little clips of text messages. And starting with, it says, there's a loophole. We don't have to get divorced. I'll explain. This Cameron's in the gray. We can make it like this. This never happened if we want. And the green is Claire. I totally caught on. We just don't have to sign it within 30 days. If they stated is about getting a loop. There's a loophole to get divorced. Just different little things that they were talking about. So about disappearing, and you know, we can talk about things we disagree about on camera, about kids, and different little moments like that, and just different little things that they came up together in text messages. So apparently that's from Cameron. Someone got an exclusive clip on that from
wow.
Isn't that something? Did you see that before?
So no, I haven't seen that. I'm baffled. I'm really baffled that they did this.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
So,
I'm speechless.
It's really hard to come up with something to say. I mean, we drug through how many episodes of this season for no reason, and just to
no reason,
the scam, and then to see these text messages, and to know that they were in on the whole time to deceive the whole process. And so I know I'm jumping forward just a little bit, but when Kevin asked the whole, you know, all the participants about, you know, did you ever want to be married on the show? You know, they all raised their hands like, yes, they did. I'm like, you couldn't have if you came up with a plot.
Right.
This is a plot twist. So yeah, no. Well, then after that, Kevin brings out, after everyone goes to the back, Becca and Austin come out, and the pleasantries begin, you know, from Becca. I mean, Austin more so than Becca. So Kevin shows some of the brighter moments from the past. And then, you know, he goes on to ask, well, what happened? What went wrong? And of course, Becca's being more accusatory, talking about, you know, Austin wasn't into it. He wasn't into her. And now she's saying during scenes, he was tired during filming. He just didn't want to be there. Just, keep on throwing him under the bus. But Austin counteracts that with, well, filming is tiring. It takes a lot of energy. And again, Austin was a little wishy-washy towards the end. I just personally think he got tired. I think he maybe got tired of carrying the lie of whatever he had, and that he was attracted to Becca. Because if someone's attracted to you and you're in the married at first sight process, for real,
right,
you want to be intimate with somebody, even if you don't go all the way. Intimacy has different levels. You would have been intimate, right?
Yeah.
So, but she just couldn't get past the fact that, I can't get her shaky voice, but he just wasn't into me. He was here for different reasons. And I found out about production. I'm like, girl, let that go.
Yeah.
Let it go. Just let it go. I mean,
let it go.
Right. So the things that they were saying, again, we've heard this all along the season. It was just like, again, it was Groundhog Day. It's a repeat of everything we've already heard because the pact they made and going forward, they didn't take the time out to really get to know each other. So nothing new happened since week 9. We're like, it's the same episode every week.
Yeah.
So the reunion is the same. Like, we didn't learn too much new except for those text messages and what Brennan has said about the pact being signed on day 2. Sharon said, what's in the Denver water? Alpine Spring Liar? Right.
Aquafina. Aquafina ain't nothing but tap water.
Or Arrowhead.
Exactly.
Okay, so, but anyways. Well, at the end of their segment, Austin said that he wanted to try to make things work with Becca. I'm like, how? Work like what? Because you know what she wanted? It was either intimacy or nothing with Becca. That's how she feels like her value is intimacy if someone's attracted to her in all areas. And it wasn't Austin, but he tried to say, we could have tried and maybe they could remain friends. And Becca said, well, I don't trust you still. So maybe in another year or 2 down the line, maybe. I'm like, girl, please leave this exactly where you found it. It was never genuine in the first place. Sharon says that Becca was a little hot in the pants for real. Stop begging that man. Austin don't want you. He wants to be friends. Honestly, I don't even think he wants to be friends.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants to be friends at all. So anyways, you ready backstage? You're up twice. Okay. It's Devontae.
I'm up twice.
Ooh.
Okay. My bad. My dog's scratching.
Uh-huh.
I'm up twice. Yeah, for some reason it didn't let me join with the link like it's normal, but I got the little whatever it's called, the app downloaded.
That's okay. Well, you're on now. So what's up?
I don't know what y'all was talking about.
We had just jumped into Becca and Austin, and then did you hear what I was saying previously, or you just got on?
I kind of just got on.
Okay, well, I showed the clip of Brennan saying how they all did a pact together. From day 2, like that. I went from that, and I went to Cameron explaining about the pact as well, and him saying that about Claire has a boyfriend, and now we're on Becca and Austin, and about to move past there. You didn't have any.
I don't know who to believe. I mean, at this point, I only believe Lauren. And I barely believe her. You know what? I don't even believe her. The only person I believe is Chloe.
Let me show you
one that wasn't in it.
Let me show you the text real quick. This is courtesy of MAFS fan. This is supposedly text from Cameron and Claire. Cameron's in the gray. Claire is in the green. Let me show you, and then we're going to move on. Let's talk about the loopholes of being divorced and how can they continue to get their money, and how they're supposed to look on the camera, how they should start arguments and different little things. I can send it to y'all separately because I know it's a lot to read.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It
is.
I
mean, well, what's the... See, I should have known. I told you. I mean, at this point, this show is kind of ruined because everybody on here for the come up. Even though it's just like nobody really came up off this show.
Well, they tried to with the pack. They tried to get their IGs up, their social following, their businesses, or whatever they had going on in the background. It didn't work. And that's the whole reason why the season drug. the way a drug, and it was a Groundhog Day for the continuous nothing new happened every week for the last 10 weeks that we saw the last half of the season. The only thing new we had was Michael and Chloe. So now we're going to roll into Michael and Chloe. And so outside of the pleasantries given to each other, they get to look back at their moments. And I know you weren't here for the beginning, and I think you were, Tamika, but I said that as much as Michael, you know, he irritated me with all his conversation, pulled out his thesaurus, his dictionary, every word he knew, he couldn't come up with the reasons why for Chloe. He couldn't come up with a good answer as to why, definitive answer as to what led him astray. He had to really be drugged into the answer as to, well, what was it? Because he said, she's sweet, she's pleasant, she's someone I would be with, but he could never get to the nitty gritty. But I'm going to jump around though. When Chloe said that she knew the red flag, and listen, we called the red flag a long time ago. When he didn't tell his mama, that was it right there for me. She said when he didn't tell his mom, and also when what did he say?
But she still slept with him, so oh well.
That's true.
I mean, you just as bad. You seen?
Oh,
you knew it wasn't gonna work and still slept with him. I guess that's just grown.
Yeah, that's being grown. Didn't tell her mom and about the conversation of changing the last name. She said he kind of like blew that apart. He didn't think about it. But Michael's excuse for not telling his mom is that, he goes, my family knew, but my mom didn't know. But I guess if it came down to it and push came to shove and things worked out, I would have told my mom.
How your mama ain't know your whole family do? Somebody
ain't
told
no
her. Such thing. Ain't no such
exactly.
thing. Your mama always knows something.
Yeah, somebody told her.
Somebody told her. And then Chloe also said that, maybe she also felt that she didn't, along the way, she didn't feel like he was really truly into the process, like he still had some insecurities or some hurt and some pain, maybe from whether it be his lifestyle or being left at the altar the first time, like his mind wasn't really there, like he needed time to heal. And I agree with that. I'm like, he jumped into that really fast after being jilted at the altar, because I'm sure that would do something to you if you're really there to be married. What y'all think? If anything.
Nobody was there to be married. Everybody was there just like you for a come up.
But what would it do to you that you got left at the altar by somebody you didn't know? What is it gonna do?
Nothing. I mean, you know what? No, it could mess with you a little bit, because it seemed like that when she came out and saw him, she was like, oh no. Or that's how they put it out there. But, if you get left at the altar, it is going to mess with your mental a little bit.
I mean, yeah, by somebody I love, not by somebody I don't know. I mean, I ain't gonna try. I'm like, oh. Especially if they found me by somebody, if they found me some. I mean, with this type of process, I mean, they blurred the girl face out. I don't believe that was real. I don't believe they had nobody. They ain't had nobody.
I think so.
I think they did, because a lot of people came out and said, like the hairdresser and the girl was about to sue them and everything.
Yeah. And the wife said something
note up and threw it right back at her. Don't come out here and give me no note.
Yeah, I'm 50-50 on that. I mean,
how she get out the contract unlike everybody else? She the only one that got the privilege to come with her face blurred out and with the fake voice. I thought you was a good guy. No, what kind of why she could get out of everybody else stuff?
I don't know how. I don't know. Maybe she. I don't know. I can say.
That just don't make no sense. How she the only one that got out of it because she ain't real.
Sharon said she would be hurt being left at the altar on national TV.
So
I just think
we still got to go back home and deal with society.
He never got married. He wanted to be on TV. Michael, just say he wanted to be on TV. Don't lie, bro.
I don't know. Maybe he wasn't around to sign the pact.
I mean,
I don't think so. I don't
know. This makes me feel like the pregnancy pact. What's that movie, Juno? Where all the girls signed.
I guess I'd have been embarrassed. I guess I'd be embarrassed if I had my whole family there. But I mean, even
and
then, I mean,
America's
like,
there.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, but I wouldn't care. I mean, even if you a good guy, America gonna talk about you. So I mean, so it don't matter.
that's true. But he also
I
could
mean, he just shouldn't have went on TV to me. I mean, at this point, bro, you wasn't even ready. You can't commit. You almost 40, dude.
you don't listen. Age don't have nothing to do with you committing. It's the point of they shouldn't have offered him the opportunity this time. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they came back around, or maybe sent him to another city, but not right now. I mean, he just got left at the altar a week prior. Like, hey, we're sorry about that. Would you like another try? You know what I mean? So I don't know.
But
Anyway.
why the experts don't take like responsibility? Because if y'all experiment fails 97% of the time with the most time, why would the the statistics increase with half the time? That doesn't make sense.
I don't know. But before we move on, here's something else. I know him and Lauren get into it next week, but I'm doing this now because I have an announcement at the end of the show. So here's something also too that I found with Orion. Take a look. Guess who's on Tinder?
You need to be on Grinder.
Oh, yeah.
See? I was thinking the same. I was like,
Anyway,
sweetness.
that was strategic. Guess who's on Tinder?
Talk about he on here trying to represent for his tribe. How you represent for your tribe? You live with your mama.
The best thing
I do believe that.
Yeah, the best thing was like weeks ago when I read that thing from somebody who knew him that called him out. That was the best thing. Too bad I didn't keep that. I don't have it anymore. But anyways, after Chloe, Becca, and all them, the ladies come on stage with Kevin, and he's asking about the anger and the lingering feelings. And of course, Becca starts talking about, we were lied to. We were lied to by the men. And Lauren said that she knows that she gave her power away. It's not like it's the anger energy. She just gave her power away. And I'm like, once again, to me, everything that they've said, men and the women, but especially the women because they've been more vocal. And I'm not bashing, but just they've been more vocal on here and on the after party. But it just goes back to the fact, it always will for me, that you whatever, dabbed up a pact that what we're doing on day 2.
All right, y'all volunteer. I don't feel sorry for nobody's forced y'all.
Right.
Y'all literally said the men came up with this stupid plan that they obviously didn't work because all y'all still looked at just as bad. So y'all terrible pack people. Y'all don't never need to do y'all don't know what teamwork is because nobody held the lie. Nobody even lied good enough.
Right.
I was like, it just don't make no sense.
Right. Lauren's like, I blame the men, but then she backtracked it when Kevin called her out. It's like, well, it's not just the men. Like you said, Devontae, you agreed to go along with this too. And so she's like, well, you're right. It's not all men, but I learned that I just can't give my power away. And then Claire tried to jump on the same train about, the power and keeping their energy. And what she say, she's trying to get her emotional, like I'm using a big word like Michael, her emotional acuity back. She's trying to center herself again. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, girl, are you trying to center yourself? Because she said she was, well, when this taped, 1 week away from getting her master's. So she's finally getting it now. And so forward, she got to make sure that she don't look a certain way on TV. That's what I got from it. And I'm like, Claire, too late. If anybody follows you, it is too
right. Because ain't nobody coming to you for advice.
Yeah, but what you looking like on TV got to do with your job. Like, I mean, you don't even know your clientele. How you know your client? I mean, all your clients just hopefully they ain't never seen you on TV. Oh well. I don't feel like I will make an appointment with you or would it make an appointment based on what you did on a TV show?
No, for me, it's not about being on a TV show. For me, this is how I look at it. It's not about what you do because this was a process she lied. It's the point of how she dealt with conflict resolution.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And how she filtered advice to others and then she did the the advice that would, for her to make it, fair for both sides. When it came across that she was messy and how she handled things, and she was, emotionally unavailable and just all over the place like the other ladies who don't necessarily have the same training. So to me, when you get in your own practice, if you can't do that for yourself, you can't guide anybody else. You know what I'm saying? For me.
But maybe that's why they don't like Chloe, because maybe Chloe was the first one to call Claire out. Was like, I feel like because your stuff went wrong, you made it your mission to recruit the Avengers, Thanos, because that's what you became. You became Thanos because your relationship fizzled out on day 2, apparently, after y'all had a long conversation about you not being tall, slender. I don't, even though that didn't make no sense. I was like, what does X look like? Because I'm confused.
I just say, to me, again, I know it's opinionated, but once you get on a show like this, we said it before along the years, Devontae, right? And to make it your new over here, but along the way that you can have what you want visually in somebody, but they're not matching you on that. They're matching you what you wrote down on paper.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So what's in your thoughts, your mind, and your soul, that's what they're matching you. Not what you used to have. You know what I'm saying? You can say brown eyes, brown hair, black, blue eyes, or whatever. Someone could be blue eyes or whatever, but if whatever you wrote down on paper isn't really what you meant, oh well, that's you.
Exactly. Because you can have somebody that looks visually what you want, but mentally are they what you want? Right. Emotionally, are they what you want? Spiritually, are they what you want?
I mean, yeah, and I just feel like, why you don't go on that show and be realistic? Like, I want a girl that's at least bare minimum attractive. I mean, she ain't got to be the finest thing. I ain't the most handsomest thing. I'm not trying to say I'm the most handsomest thing. Huh?
You right.
No, I'm saying that's what I would go.
Respectfully,
that's
Katrina.
what I would go in saying. Like, make sure. Yeah, like, no, but I'm saying, like, that's what I would go in saying. I would say, like, somebody decent. But I ain't gonna be going there, I want this fine girl and be delusional and stuff like that. Oh, I want her to be a Christian woman. Like, no. Like, you ain't gonna get all that. Like, come on, you gonna miss something. They might get you a fine bimbo. Like, yes.
Right. They're going in thinking they're getting dimes in the Chippendales. That's not what you gonna get.
Yeah, goofy. No. Like, have y'all? Yeah. I'm like, it is 9. How many seasons? What season is this?
17.
What season is this? You got 16 other seasons to go back and look at the quality of women that they find. You ain't even got to watch it. All you got to do is Google it. Cast 16, 15, 14. Oh, okay. The women ain't good, decent, but they ain't really got nobody fine. Maybe this ain't the show for me. You should have been on Just Blind or Love is Blind or something.
Right. Something like that. But if you think about it, I mean,
something superficial. Like,
right. Beauty is an eye of the beholder for men and for women. But looking back on the seasons, I mean, I've sat here and was like, oh, he all right. You know, there's been a few all rights on here. You know what I'm saying? Men and women. Oh, she's cute. Or he's a, you know what I'm saying? But there's nobody and like, I don't know, someone, everybody's airbrushed anyways. It's in magazines and, whatever.
But maybe it's because they said they pick out, like, out of the people. They said, what they said, they had them pick out of people and they happened to be the cast, because maybe they need to do full body shots.
Well, I haven't seen nobody heavy on here, so apparently you have to be in a certain size.
I mean, but Cam said, "Oh, girl ain't skinny enough."
Well, that depends on
in the picture.
But she's she might be a little slim fit, but she's slim.
Yeah, but maybe he wouldn't have picked her if he would have known she was 5'2", 147 or something. Maybe he's like, she kind of chunky for me.
I think she was too short for him. He said he wanted someone taller. She's 5'2". She is on the shorter side. So maybe he wanted somebody like maybe 5'6", 5'7". So that would be
because he still wanted to go back with her. He wanted to be like, let's try this again.
Yes, he did when they came
So
together.
no, that can't be it. That can't be it. Because if you want to date her again, there's something about her that you find that you
Attractive.
like.
Yeah. Speaking of, let's just roll into the Jasmine show says she's rather short. Let's roll into let's move from the ladies because they didn't really talk about nothing really. Let's move into the Cameron and Clare thing. So he tried to get on her about the accusations, the boyfriend and everything else. And she was like, no, that's not true. All this, like I said, I'm 50-50. I'm kind of like teetering towards Cameron. To me, Clare, she ruined it for me as far as her character. I agree with you, Sharon. Her character's in question for me. Clare, she is, because she was just like, Emily, whatever, even plot or no plot. But it's just the fact of all the things that Cameron said so negative about Clare. And even I bet in the plot wasn't included the heart condition, going to the hospital, none of that. The way he pushed her to the side when she's like, I was just trying to see how you was doing. He didn't even respond to texts for days or weeks or calls or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know nothing. And then to sit there on that stage and be like, well, if you're up to it, we could have a fresh start for another chance. I said, for what? For what? Would you?
Absolutely not. But I think that if they didn't have this whole pregnancy pack, that I think she would have went. I think she would have, but now she got to save face.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because the gang leader want to snitch now.
Exactly.
It's hard to turn on the squad when you was with that rah-rah. Now you want peace. I want peace in my life now. They're like, hold on. You done told us to blow the whole van up. Now you want peace?
And now you went back?
Yeah.
We're
going to call him.
We the ex-wives club. And now you, okay.
We're going to call him the ringleader. We'll call him the ringleader. The Jasmine show says this season is a fluke. We have no clue what was actually happening this season because all the smoke and mirrors. Correct. Frappes and T said, I don't believe he wanted to give the relationship a second chance. I don't even know what had to come out of his mouth. I mean, that didn't even make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Because he get backed into a corner, he just say stuff. You want to be back with me? Like, what?
Right. So Clare said that she was dating and she was happy. And I'm like, okay, cool. But you know what?
She lied.
I wonder if she's back with that boyfriend.
Right.
That she never left.
Maybe we'll find out next week. Maybe we'll find out next week when she started crying about that's not true. But the thing is, so on the show, they are upset, Clare and Emily, about the supposed double dating. But they're dating too soon after. Emily's at a bar with somebody, Claire's back with somebody, So what's good for the goose isn't good for the gander. Apparently everybody was doing what they want to do anyway. So the Jasmine show says Clare and Emily don't seem to have a great character to me. Becca, I don't know what she has going on.
I told y'all Becca need the Lord. The Lord. Sometimes without God, you just don't get the blessings you need. Be like, Becca, you're missing something because it's just no.
Right.
You said that. Let me see.
And now she about to start leading people because she about to be a therapist. The bride just give a master's degree to anybody.
Not the bride.
Oh boy. I never say nothing. I'm gonna let that one ride to me. You gotta mute that mic. That was cute.
Will Married at First Sight learn now? This is why they should only see each other on the honeymoon, and maybe every couple months. They shouldn't live together because this is what happens when people because there won't be no strategy with your family. They're like, girl, I ain't going on here lying like y'all good to get. You know what I mean? You got a better shot of resolving your issues and not being poisoned by somebody like Clare, who already heartbroken, ain't got nothing to lose. So she's like, let me become the troop leader of the We Hate Our Husbands Club. 1, 2, 3, we're all single. Oh, she's not a part of, just like they were saying with Chloe, she's not a part of the club. The lonely club? Who want to be a part of the lonely club?
Right.
But again, misery loves company, so it only makes sense.
See
Y'all
how
miserable.
see how all these pieces have now, the puzzle has come together now that Brennan has said this. Everything's like, oh, okay. Now we know why all this blew up. Now we know why there was no traction. Now we know why, Emily, you didn't say nothing to the experts talking about you didn't feel safe because you still thought you was running the show. Okay. Now you know why. Now, excuse me. Now we know why. And here's the thing. So let's roll into the Brennan and Emily when they're sitting down just for a little bit. So Brennan talked about they want a good match. Like I said in the beginning, this is just a repeat of episodes 9 through 23. What we've heard already, except for this time, Brennan said that he felt the experts didn't match him properly. This first time that he said it was the experts and not that he just didn't care for Emily like that. Do you think Brennan, I'm asking, do y'all think Brennan was out of line for saying, I don't think the experts matched me properly? Why he didn't say that when they came to visit?
If they didn't match you properly, then you lied on your application. Because they match you to your application.
Right. True.
So it's not them.
Well, Emily said, well, you got what you signed up for. I thought that was funny. And,
Exactly.
It's just the fact that she, meaning Emily, continued to push the agenda of Brennan was mean, Brennan was this, Brennan was that. He wanted me to delete diary cams. Stuff we already know. Like I said, they have been so dry because no relationship flourished. Think about this. Let's stop for a moment. Even with Orion and Lauren, did no relationship really get past like the month anniversary? It seemed like once the month anniversary hit, everything was Groundhog Day. They didn't do nothing. They all either came together as a group or they were in their separate apartments, talk about the same thing, debating whether they should be together or not. Because remember, Devontae, you were like, oh, we need to see diary cam. Where was the diary cam after dark?
All right, that's the best camera. We are at this point, y'all need to record. It'll be Married at First Sight after dark.
Right. So
exactly.
That's what we were missing, those behind the scenes scenes for real. You know what I'm saying? Where's the diary cam behind the scenes of don't do that, Emily? Why you delete? No, I'll delete it, Brennan. Going back and forth with that stuff. Where was all this?
All right, talk about he can't go to sleep. Well, he ain't going to sleep tonight because the
right.
truth
You're gonna be woke tonight,
out.
homie.
You gonna stay out because they need to see that you are a monster, so they don't be thinking I'm crazy. So I ain't gotta be yelling at Keisha or Kevin on the show like I'm not crazy. He's a psycho. Because you deleting all the evidence, Goofy. So we just think, yeah, he dry. Well, that's all we can see. He dry. You ain't showing us that he slamming glasses and acting a fool. Like, why don't you delete that? Like, we're not seeing none of that.
Right. Sharon says Brennan wasn't living there with Emily anyways. Well, we knew that from the very beginning. But she's like, it would be up to him whether if we were on a nice note or not, he would stay there with me or have lunch and go. I'm like, that's it? He just stayed for lunch or dinner? A night it felt like it was...
stood there. What you staying there? If your husband ain't there, you got your own place. I'm out. This apartment be empty until the day we both say we're gonna spend the night together. No, I'm not. I'm staying here to go upstairs and hear Emily cry all day. Absolutely not.
Right.
I mean, not Emily. What's the other one? Becca. Sorry.
Becca. Yeah. So just down the hall. So then Kevin, got into more details about the relationship. But Brennan was like, well, if it was all that, and I was so mean to you because my family, I didn't grow up like that. And I'm like, no, Brennan, we heard what you said about you don't speak to your sister. And how
exactly.
I know we
heard. Your daddy a drunk? You didn't grow up good either. Like what?
Right. I was like, okay, Brennan, you remember what you said. But anyway, so then it was behind the scenes showing where it was with Pastor Cal. He goes, well, why you said all that with Pastor Cal if I'm really not such a good guy? So here go Emily with her phone talking about, I don't know what she said really, but she was like, I love the way he looks. I love the way he dresses. I love the way he smiles at me. I love the way I said.
He wasn't smiling at you, sis.
I said, Emily.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out where did that list come from if you literally complained about everything
Well, I
before
remember
that.
the exercise about, write down, because they always had problems, right? But write down the good things of your partner. And so apparently Emily's list went longer than we saw on TV. And her, she kept reading the list, and Brennan was like, so if I was like dragging you for real, why you say all this? And I was like, whoa. And she didn't have to come back for that.
I mean, it's the truth. You wrote a whole list on how you like how patient I was. Then you said I wasn't patient. You like how caring I was. Then you say I didn't care. And it's just like, which one am I? Do I not care? Because the list at the 1 month or whatever when we was with Dr. Pia was if I'm a great guy. But then you turn around, she leaves. He's just terrible. Like, what the world? What you just said? The list, I was great.
Right. Sharon says she sold herself short. I agree with Devontae. Why did you stay? Right. Not just stay for that, but just like if she was being emotionally abused or maybe physically abused or whatever along the way, and you didn't take the time out to tell the experts or to leave where you don't feel I know people stay because they've been in relationships that don't feel safe, but in this instance, as many times as Emily claimed, why did you stay? Why didn't you mention that with as many times the experts came? And speaking of the other experts, Dr. Pia, Kevin asked, so what was it with Dr. Pia? Like you wasn't like trying, you didn't get along with her. You weren't accepting her advice. And Brennan, gave the little, to me, wishy-washy answer, talk about, well, that was my first time in therapy. And, I didn't really understand or realize that I was trying to control. I'm like, Brennan, stop. Right. Every time Dr. Pia came around, you was in therapy. Every time Pastor Cal came around, you was in therapy.
He was in therapy, right?
And Pepper too.
And
so, go ahead.
You asked, why does she stay?
Hello.
For $1, for the money. That's why they stayed.
Yeah.
But it's like, but you're staying for the money at the expense of your mental health. And I don't want to, I'm not going to say it, but at the expense of your mental health, you stayed.
Now, Emily.
For a check.
Right. So Brennan gave us a small apology. Go ahead, Devontae.
Oh, no. I just say, yeah. I just agree.
Okay. So Brennan gave a small apology as to, I didn't know. So that was my bad. That was my fault. I'm like, yes, it was every time. Not just that one time, but every time, Brennan. And Emily, too, for not speaking her truth, for saying how she felt and how she was unsafe. But then Emily later talking about, again, how she was done dirty by Brennan, but yet thought that perhaps after her accident, there was like this spark that took place and that maybe there was something that occurred between them two. And she was like, well, maybe we got back on the same page. I was like, for real? Once again, for real?
Maybe you had a concussion. You had a concussion. Sometimes you hallucinate, baby. You hit your head real hard on that branch.
You did.
You probably thought he was an angry. Guys, hit my hero, and then you start getting foggy. You was like, wait a minute, this the same. But
it's not just that. It's from that point where she was like, feeling like Brennan was, in love with her after the accident, which we said on here, like, girl, please, you are delusional, and still, since you said it on the reunion. But then remember, let's throw in that steakhouse thing. You thought you were setting up something romantic. So Brennan never gave you signs of, because it's still under the accident, that he cared about you. He was falling in love with you. So you set up a steakhouse, a nice meal to be like, oh, thank you so much, Brennan. And he told you right then and there, girl, I don't like how you act. You don't have no manners, pretty much is what he said. And she's like, no, and slid down the wall of the bathroom. So I just want to know when Emily's going to wake up, because I don't understand what she's seeing, pact or no pact. What are you seeing that is involving like even a like? There's no love here that he even liked you, from not helping you with your bags when you came in the apartment, right?
I mean, but she got to
Mhm.
take some accountability because, again, you've never been in a relationship before, a committed relationship, and then you get into the utmost committed relationship you could ever get in.
Mm-hmm.
Like you didn't just jump into something you could just, all right, this ain't working out. You jumped into some paperwork that's real life, that take real work, some
Mm-hmm.
things that you learn throughout a relationship.
Mhm.
You didn't learn these things and you just tried to skip the process. You can't skip the process
But that's
of
on the
getting to
expert.
know.
That's on the
Yeah,
expert.
they should have never picked her. And that's why I'm like, are y'all really trying to find love? Are y'all trying to do TV, Dr. Pepper and Pastor Cal? Because it's looking like y'all really trying to get ratings. And y'all failing terrible because this is worse than the last seasons. Now you got people conspiring, they doing their own thing. How they outsmart production? How
That's
how
what I'm
the
saying.
talent become production? So what was production doing?
Nothing.
Nothing. That's why I said this is the first time that production has been outsmarted and the experts have been outsmarted. Like nobody heard this. This was truly on an off non-filming day where they had to get together and pull this.
Mhm.
Because otherwise, there should be like different cams that we should have seen talking about stuff.
Where was the cameras in the apartments?
That's what we're talking about. That's what
Yeah.
we're talking about, those cams. I don't know. Maybe they'll show something next week. I don't know. The Jasmine show said they were blaming the men fully and taking zero accountability. They've been doing that all season.
All
And
season.
then Sharon says, actually, I think Emily thinks she's all that. And so she does. I don't think there's anything wrong with thinking that about yourself, but she definitely does this situation. And I think she thinks that she also had the upper hand when I think the men played the game better than the ladies. Because the
Yeah,
ladies,
they was actually more equipped than them. I'm like, y'all letting the men, y'all. Lauren, you get played by Orion. I'm like, that ain't even, come on. Not dude in the Sanford truck. You let him run game on you, keep on gaslight you, act like he really want to be with you every other week. You like, I'm considering it. What are you considering?
right. Well, next week
That
she
man
said,
Mhm.
called you a racist. I'm not. You were done. We're done. It's a
Exactly.
wrap. It's a wrap. No
yeah,
coming back from that.
excuse me. Next week she said she's going to don't keep poking the bear. I don't have the clip for that because it hadn't been
But
necessarily
when the
released.
gorilla gonna come out, girl? Because we've been waiting on it for.
Maybe not the gorilla.
Okay. Well, I can say we black.
No.
Okay,
No.
maybe not the gorilla. Well,
No.
when is the
When is the
crocodile
bear?
gonna
The
jump
bear.
out?
Yeah. They poking the bear.
When
The
is the bear
bull.
gonna? When is it gonna
Woo.
pop out? Because you already let him call you racist and try to act like his whole tribe is against you, even though we
The
don't
tribe
even
is
know if he
against him.
really right. We don't even know if he in the tribe. Like call the tribe up. Then you said they ain't messing with me. Call him up.
He
Right.
in a tribe called Quest.
What are you doing?
I know. There we go. Sorry about that. Hold on. Let me
Oh,
pop
not
this.
you. I was talking to the dog.
Oh, courtesy of Mavs fan right here. In 2 weeks, which would be next week, April. Where are they now? I know I said I wasn't going to watch it. It says to hurt or to heal. The Denver singles reunite, but the marriage drama endures as clear divisions are drawn between the men and the women, while one couple revisits their chemistry to see if it's worth rekindling. A divorcee explores her feelings for one of the ex-husbands, which causes frictions with his former bride. Spoiler, this will be about Michael and Lauren.
What? Whoa.
Yes.
Wait a
Michael
minute.
and Lauren. I mean,
Yeah.
it just might work.
Yes.
It
Michael.
makes sense.
Well, we said that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
So it's
These
going to come.
ain't your people. You ain't got no allegiance to them. You
I'm
don't even do them like that.
I'm all forward, but don't be y'all say that for after the retreat. Don't be doing that. If you my ex, don't be trying to get with.
Well, maybe this leads to the rumor since Emily likes to bring up rumors about everything else too, but maybe this leads to the rumor that I heard weeks and weeks ago about Lauren and possibly Michael being behind the scenes has finally come up. I've heard that rumor a long time ago. So, which is the reason why supposedly, allegedly, that Lauren and Chloe don't like each other. That's why I heard that weeks ago, probably over a month ago.
Oh, Lauren pulled that. I'll take your man.
So, maybe that's what it is. We'll have to tune in to see. We still got 2 more.
She the real ops then. Well, can't trust her.
Right.
The show says, I've been saying that Michael is who Orion made himself out to be. And then Sharon says, Emily did say rumors. Yep. So that I heard that, like I said, weeks ago.
Orion do look like the evil Michael. Right. That's what he look like, the evil Michael. That's the evil side of him. The manipulative snake.
Have y'all seen the couples for Married at First Sight season 18 Chicago?
Yes.
Yeah,
I've seen them.
You have? Okay, I'll just go through it real quick for those of you who may not have seen. So it's supposed to be come out maybe around July-ish. So we'll see. First couple up is Juan.
I thought that was John Stamos.
Juan and Carla. This
nice looking couple. Okay, then.
Carla.
Thank you.
Next is David and Michelle.
Nope.
Is he white?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what he is when he comes on. Next is Alan and Madison.
A low down camera.
She about to be out of his league, and she gonna be like, oh, that's not what I wanted.
Again, these are courtesy of MAFS fan. And then Thomas and Camille.
Okay. Thank you.
And then the final couple is Ikichi and Imam. E-M-E-M.
Come on, be Woody and Amani. He don't look like he gonna be off.
Yeah, that's what's his name from Houston?
Hold on. So here's the thing about him already. Here we go. This man used to live in Houston. He tried out for the Houston season as well. Dun, dun, dun.
He looked like the one that was with Kirsten.
A repeat person. A repeater.
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
Do you really want to be married, or now do you want to be on TV? Because I don't feel like I'd be that desperate to keep trying out for the show.
Right. But I'm glad we got some seasoning.
Yeah, Chicago. We got some nose on here. I don't know. The pictures, yes, you could tell kind of a little bit, but we need to hear them talk. It's like when they hear them talk and when they get to that honeymoon. The honeymoon is always the telltale, period. Mm-hmm. Always the telltale. So
they need to start asking these people what their values is. Because at this point, don't just go off that piece of paper. What are your core values? And what would you expect? You know what I mean? For real. They need to have Pastor Cal in a dark room. Look, with a light in the middle. Let me take my glasses off so you can understand me. What do you really want, bruh? What? For real.
The Jasmine show, I'm going to pass the season. Mav showing their butt to me season. I'm still going to roll with it because I'm invested in
Come on, Jazz. Come on, you can do it.
She going to peek at it. We be all saying we going to stop.
Right. She going to be like this.
All right. She going to peek in.
Somebody say, girl, it's actually kind of good. I'm going to give it a chance.
Right.
All right, y'all.
So that
was in this episode. So part 2 is next week. So here's a programming note. Just a little side thing. Y'all know I'm battling a particular disease, and there is a conference coming up, and they've asked me to speak once again, so I will not be here next Thursday, but I think I'll be back Thursday night. We can do the reunion Friday evening or Saturday. What do you think? Or you just want a video?
Whatever's easier for you, because I know you're going to be traveling, and that's tiring. I just got back from North Carolina, and I'm mad I didn't hit up Tim and Veronica. But
I'm not going that far. I'm going. It's in the West, so I don't have to travel far. So, yeah. But anyways, I'll put out the information. I could do it Friday evening. So if y'all are able to join, it'll probably be like an hour later, just to make sure that everything is ready to go. So if you can join, that'll be fine. If not, then catch the replay. Either way, either way. So
okay.
Thank you. Friday. So, and Jasmine Show said, LMAO, I'm not even doing reviews next season. I get it.
Oh, okay.
I get it, but we'll see. She'll be on the low talking about, I saw that. So, but thank you everybody for joining. I appreciate you. And I will talk to you soon. Take care. Good night.
Bye.
All right.